Attention, attention, attention. This is the Townnet B of the day. If you're around and would like to check in, please come in with your call sign phonetically. This is your net controller, TN number 9, Yankee Uniform Echo. Reminder to all that the net is being recorded for training purposes. You may begin. Come in.
Tin Yacht number 2, Golf Echo India.
Yes, number two, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Unit number 4, Sierra Hotel Golf.
Anyone else? Anyone else? Check in, check in, check in.
Jet number 4, Lima Echo India.
That was a smooth and flawless call sign. Anyone else want to check in? Please come now. Come now.
Juliet number 2, Delta November Golf.
I got you. This is the official call out for the Town Epi. Anyone else want to check in? Last call. We will begin. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, so let's see. Okay, this morning, Town at A, we were teaching a lot on the Bagua and the six lines. So I'm going to change the topic a bit because I have already posted a document on the JLG room. So you can that and also review the net from net A. You should be good. So I'm not going to fry your mental side up so much today, but we'll get into something else, something more practical. So we're talking about the spells, like heart spell, chick foo spell. I'm not sure what exactly the word spell in English really means because there are people who use the word incantation for this kind of thing. So, I don't know, but usually we got that spell, just got used to the word. What it means is a bunch of words put together, and it's not an ordinary words. You're not talking to yourself. These are words that you're saying to God or whoever you're talking to, right? That will be understanding what you mean. We say these are code that you use to execute commands. Spells and scripture is very different. They're also used very differently. But they're both like just to say it out with the mouth. You can kind of get it this way. A spell is like a short command for something to do, to be done right away. And usually, whatever that needs to be done is also like a quickie, kind of like you tell your Alexa, to show you the weather or to open the door, kind of like that. So you have a short thing to do. Okay, and this spell doesn't always have to be logical on the surface. It could be anything, like do re mi fa sol la ti do, and then it equals to something, right? As long as the God has agreed to it and understand what you actually mean. In another word, if you're like a witch, for example, and you're trying to create your own spell, sure. First of all, who are you talking to? Like, who is listening to you, right? So, okay, let's say you have someone. Oh, I'm talking to the spirit of the tree. Okay, sure. Now you, right? And so the spirit of the tree, you created a spell A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? Like that. Does it know what you're saying? Like, for example, like, do you know what you're saying? You can gibberish a bunch of things with your mouth, but do you know what you actually mean? If you never know what you mean, even the word sounds great, it doesn't make any sense to the thing. And did the thing actually know and understand what you're saying? If only you understand, it never understood, how can it answer you? So a spell is not like, it's not on the surface. You don't just read the word and, oh, the word say these things, so it must mean that. It's not. It means a lot more. So let's hand the mic over to teacher number two, Gulf Echo India.
Tin Yacht number 2, Gulf Echo India. Hi, everyone. Sujong, Kijong. This topic is making me really uh, come to terms with how muddy the word spell in English and in neo-paganism actually is. It can be used as like a command, but the thought is that the words themselves are somehow affecting, like, I don't know, like the fabric of the universe or something. Um, you know, speak and it shall be sort of thing. Like you put your, what we would call your heart chi, your blood into it, um, and then it simply is. But there's, unless you have a defined pantheon that you speak to, it's not really questioned who you're speaking to with it. So having this clarity is such a relief, actually. Um, I'm interested in the difference between spells and scripture as we use them here. Um, Spells, I get, or uh, it's a command. It's like it's almost like an auto response you use in texting. Like I press this button, it says, "Good, how are you?" You know. Um, but you still have to know who it is that you're talking to um, in order to make that land. You have to know what it is that you're saying and why. Um, the scriptures, yeah, I don't really understand that yet. I guess I kind of had it in my head that it was sort of like the JC hymns, like we just, we say these things to make the gods feel good about themselves and so they'll help us more. I can't wait to see how off base I am. Tin Yacht number 2, Gulf Echo India.
I will get to that scripture part, but let me get the spell sorted out first. So we often can create spells. Like what I mean is like the real kind of spell naturally with ourselves. Um, and it's like we might make up code words between ourselves or maybe between our loved ones or the ones that we always talk to. And we created like shortcuts to talk to each others. That can be a spell, but it's not going to be like a magical spell, like unless you're making up a spell that is for yourself. So how do you create the spell from the beginning that work with your Yun Sun, right? With your own self, your own potential. Um, well, For example, you are naive, you don't know anything, and you want to create like a spell that will help you do better in school. And so, what do? Well, I'll just make up some words and put them together, or maybe I'll find other things that people have created, and I just say, okay, this is like my good luck spell for studying. Okay, now you know why you're doing that. You're asking yourself, okay, to bring down more potentials, to be more awake, to be not procrastinating. You know all these reasons. So there is an intention behind it. So you believe in this bunch of words. Maybe it's like ABC, ABC, right? You believe that these bunch of words is equals to that meaning. And the meaning can get deeper as you go because of experience and because of like knowledge or how much you witness how it worked, right? It adds on to the power behind. So ABC now might be like just give me good luck, but after 2 years of using it, you have more and more stuff inside. It means more to you now. So the spell gets updated as it go, and your Yun San also get updated and know, okay, when you say this, there can be like all these kind of things that can be done to help you. Um, so this is a spell between you and your Yun San. It only works because you know what it means. If you like someone else copy you and say the same word, it doesn't mean anything to them. So they don't have the content behind the spell because they're not you. They don't understand all that stuff unless you teach them and you say, okay, you say this word, it equals to like it's calling up your own Yunsan for these things. Now you pass on the magic to the other person. They have the gut, and then when they use it, their Yunsan understand, then can respond. Otherwise, if anyone just like copy the words, uh, it doesn't work that way. So that is how the spell work. Natural magic. Team Unit number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Unit number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf. That was a really good explanation, Sadron. I had the impression from just pop culture and perusing different spiritual systems that a spell, whether it's in your language or different language, and whatever language, it was invoking some type of entity. And just based off pop culture and my own bad interpretation of different spiritual magical systems is usually either some type of demon, spirit, or angel, and it never really made much sense, and it always felt very creepy because you don't know what you're talking to. You don't know these things. You have no introduction to these things, and most of these stuff is DIY, especially when it comes to like Latin spells or something, and especially if you do speak the language, you're just kind of like I think the correct word would be like inheriting a belief. You're not really putting your chi or your blood into it because you just don't know what it is. You have no idea. You're just DIYing. So, but that was a better explanation. I didn't know you could have just make up your own stuff like a random set of words and make that interesting. That is very interesting. So that means that the words don't really matter. None of the words really matters. The intention and the communication with you and whether it's your yin son or your god. That is what it is, and whether they understand it or not. Back to you, Tinny at number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Oh yeah, there are lots of new agey people on TikTok, and they're misleading people or scaring people a lot because they're saying, "Oh, do you know like what this commonly said thing actually mean?" And then they give you like a whole damn meaning and relate it to like something very evil, and suddenly like you're so afraid of saying that because you don't want to get the bad luck or bad energy or whatever, right? That's the problem because like initially, for example, if you say like good morning, right? It's like good morning. I meant good. Good actually means good in my heart, right? So good morning. I'm actually like trying to bring out some good vibe and say good morning to people. And then suddenly there's this person and say, oh, you know what? Good morning is actually related to the slave, and they're like supposed to be about like someone died in your family. Good morning. What? What the hell? These guys getting so creative. They're like linking things up. And what they're doing, these people are like they are changing your gut for things that you're saying in your everyday life. And initially it was fine. And then after listening to them, because you believe in their gut, right? Like you kind of dope yourself. Oh my God, maybe it must have that kind of meaning. Oh, I'm scared. I don't want to like tap into the bathtub. Now, initially it was good. Now they have changed it and you believed it, right? If you don't believe, how will you dope yourself, right? So you believe in that crap and it changed your word, the meaning of your word. And now it's like every time you say good morning, you're like cursing someone. And suddenly it became a curse because you agreed to that and you changed the meaning. It was fine before. Why do you change it? So it is very important to not listen to all these bullshit out there and then get scared because of some like superstitious crap. Because you got to understand that if you mean this with your own self, with your own God, your own Yun San, right? It's only going to mean that. It's not going to mean other things. But if you don't know what it means, like I totally don't understand the word, I just recite it, and whatever you're saying, like there's no such thing. Then the words are empty. So what happened is because you don't have a gut for it, so other things will hack it. And once they hack it, then your spell becomes haunted. It becomes like a tool for the hackers to get into you. So yeah, it is very dangerous to DIY. And it is also very dangerous when you like listen to those so-called gurus teaching all those crap out there and then kind of like misleading you to disbelieve in your own normal things. Tina number 4, Sierra Hotel Golf. Tina number 4, Sierra Hotel Golf. Tina number 4, Lima Echo India. Tina number 4, Lima Echo India.
India number 4, Lima Echo India. Yesterday I was going in and out. I kind of heard the conversation about the spells and the Yunzun, but yeah, I kind of dozed off and snapped back out. But yeah, I kind of get it. If if somebody has like a bad intention towards a word, I'm think so it's like to them it's like a good word or a bad word, but it's like a good word in like disguise and like they tell it to you and then you kind of accept it. Does that mean like you got like cursed as well? Yeah, I've seen like a lot of like when it comes to spells on TikTok, like I be seeing they teach Harry Potter spells and they're like
Yes, Adrian. I've dabbled in various different spells and things like that in the past, and
Hey, what happened? SXG just jam in again, but I think he had a delay. Back to lay. CY4L. Yeah.
yeah, I kind of see a lot of that on TikTok, where they try to like teach you spells or like do this, do that, and then they even reference like, oh, this person used to be a real witch, therefore you copy the spell, it works. Yeah, I was kind of wondering about that. Like like let's say one person made up a spell and they pass it on to another and it goes all over social media. Tin number 4, Lima Echo India.
Yeah, those well, pretty much like Taoism today. It's so funny because like even for example, golden light spell. People really believe, there's like some kind of golden light, and then you recite it, you kind of glow. And so, what is the golden light? What is like the Jing spell, and what is the Jing actually doing? What is the Jing heart, Jing body? What are you actually doing? Well, no one knows, and they, based on the title, they just say, "Oh yeah, it's cleansing your mouth, so you don't like you're eating all the food. It cleanses your mouth, so the food energy is kind of gone." It's so bullshit. So when you don't understand, then your spell really becomes like meaningless, and they become like empty words, and it doesn't work. At the same time, you're saying a lot of empty things, and the ye crap will make use of that and hack your life. So it is very dangerous with people who are teaching magic and spells, and like there's no actually like a content behind it, and it's like you're just false hoping, like you just hope that, oh yeah, I do this and I'll get rich. Like how does it work? Like how, like you say this spell and you get rich. Think about it. How does it work? Like, who are you talking to? What do you want that person to do? How can he or she or it help you to get rich? I don't know. I just say a bunch of words. La la blah, 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 blah. Right? And then it's like, what? That's the problem with lots of magic these days is like they don't understand that there's actually the someone that you need to talk to, and that someone has a certain kind of things they can do for you and something they cannot do for you. It's like you do a hospital and you call up the gods and you want the god to help you like clean up the house. It's not going to happen, right? So yeah, when you keep doing things that it's like a blind belief, then it's like all the words you say, they're hackable. Okay, let's see if Sean can check in. Tina number 4, Sierra Hotel Golf. Okay, one more try. Tina number 4, Sierra Hotel Golf. Okay, Tina number 2, Delta November Golf.
Yet number 2, Delta November Golf. Yeah, greeting everyone on the net and Jiajian Gijang. Yeah, the comment, right? The spell. Yeah, I think it's most of the time like people like I used to like that, Jiajian, like listen to the like have like a Tao is like a spell, and then like trying to learn the spell, but it's not connected to God, Yeah, it's not connected to the source, and just like knowing the spell, but you don't know who you talk to, you don't know who you comment to, to do the job done, right? We just don't know.
Tune number 4, Sierra Hotel Golf. Can you hear me now? I hope you can. It's my things. My orange thing is flashing, so I'm not sure if you can hear me. So I'll go back to you for a second.
SXG, you keep jamming in when others are talking. What happened to your thing? Maybe you have a huge delay or something. But back to thing, DNG.
Yeah, TY2, yet number 2, Delta November Golf. Yeah, yeah, the spell, and sometimes I also look at the TikTok or the Instagram, and they're saying like this, like, okay, you have to say this. If you watch this video or this spell, you need to share and follow. Otherwise, you will be a bad luck. Like, give us a fear, no, right? Like that, So people like they don't have any. If they scare, they just like. That's why they got so many like and share because of they put fear into everybody who saw that video. This is really bad. I never share because I don't believe it. Yeah, but now I know that there's our intention, uh, uh, also our knowledge and relationship with God is a very important part. So we know that the spell, uh, our spell is work because we let the God know this is for this is for that, this is for command this, like that. So, and also, how about the affirmation, Jajuan? Like, is that kind of a different, like, you wake up in the morning, like, uh, we saying like, I am love, I am joy, I am peace, I am abundance, something like that. Is that also waste of the time because we don't know who we talk to, right? Yeah. Back to you, net controller. Thing number 2, Delta November.
That is funny. I saw people doing that. It's useless and very funny because, well, if you say it out, it's the Yun San that listens, right? And if you tell the Yun San, uh, I am rich, I am this, I am that, and hey, but the fact that you're not, and then the Yun San is like, okay, you're rich already. I don't need to help you, right? You already have all of the stuff you want. That's nice. Okay, I don't need to do anything. The Yun San can back off. Yeah, that's stupid. Um, well, that is funny. Um, yeah, I know a lot of those Buddhists, especially. They like to do the like they play the spell they call the mantra, and then they play it like a background music many times at the back. It's so crazy. And then they will say, "Oh, spread it out. Tell more people to do it. It will be good." That is a looter's trick, because you have no idea what those things are really about, and you're blindly saying it while you're not even a part of their lineage. Think about it. Like you're not a part of here. You use our magic. It doesn't work, right? Like our God never know you. How can it work? But if our God is like the ye gods, they can say this. Okay, now you, the disciple, you can go out and tell people to say these 6 words, right? They just repeat it while they're doing it because you are the one that teach it to them, right? So while they're doing it, they will, through you, the disciple, be giving their soul energy, their soul chi to this side. And that's how they loot your soul energy, right? They loot your chi like that. That's what the Yi God does. So why is that trend of like telling people to recite many, 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 many times, right? It's because while you're doing it, you're being looted. And you're using your time, your chi, to keep saying a bunch of words. And while you're doing it, you're agreeing to gift your soul chi to the other side. And they will say, you're building up your fortune, you're building up your karma. So later, when you need help, the gods over there or the Buddha is going to help you. Uh, and then there's like small print. If you become a Buddhist, if you come to our place for help, if you are part of our lineage later, right? But now it doesn't matter. All they want is you to recite that thing and keep looting your chi. It's a very scary thing that is going on all over the world. And they're like, yeah, you need to recite this like, you know, 10,000 times or something to get some good benefit from it, and people actually do it because it's so simple. So they keep doing it, and then they believe that it will work. It's so stupid. For a spell to work, it only take one time. Okay, it's like your Alexa. You tell it to play the music or to give you a weather report. You only need to click the button once. If you need to click more than once, your thing needs repair. It's not working. Tier number 2, Golf Echo India.
Yacht number 2, Gulf Echo India. Yeah, heard a lot about affirmations, and that always felt weird to me. Like I'm just gonna ritualize lying to myself in the mirror every morning. It never sat well. So yeah, I really appreciate the clear functionality of how spells work here. Like we know who we're talking to. We know what we're saying. The words that we are saying are way less important than the agreement that is being exercised. Um, and I like that it does benefit from exercising that agreement. You know, like practicing, not necessarily practicing like the heart spells. I know that that practice of the heart spells is mostly for um, our own dedication and discipline, right? We don't really need to teach the gods, especially the gods of the lineage who are already aware of what these things mean. We don't need to teach them over and over again. But actually putting these things to work uh, does strengthen our connection not only to the gods on the other end of this agreement, but also our connection to and benefit from the spell itself, which is so freaking. I'm so glad I'm not on TikTok. Honestly, I've never been into TikTok or Instagram, and it just like every time I hear more about it, I'm so glad I just stay away. Um, the the neo-pagan community in the West has this tendency to use quote unquote spells like toilet paper. Like, yeah, I'm gonna say this thing once and I'm gonna like get my crystals and my candles involved somehow, and that's gonna do what I want, even though I don't necessarily know what I'm saying and I certainly don't know who I'm talking to. I'm just going to expect that it's going to work. And because I'm deluding myself, it will. It's like, what is that? So yeah, I like the very clear functionality here. The fact that it is a communication with results. Scene yacht number 2, Gulf Echo India.
Oh yes, the hot spell. Yeah, the hot spell work on day one. I tell you guys already. You don't need to practice for it to work. Well, that also, like it's about yourself knowing the spell better, being able to like remember the words and stuff like that. You're cultivating the spell into your heart. It's like saying things that you memorize, right? When you memorize something, it goes into the heart and it becomes like inside the memory. When you sleep, the heart blood will flow to the Yun Sun, right? So as you memorize, let's say 1 day versus memorize like 10 days, the 10 days is stronger in your deep memory because there are the blood inside the Yun San, which contain those data, right? It's like things that you always remember. It becomes like something that you cannot forget for the rest of your life, like how to walk, like how to open the door, right? You do it all the time. You remember it. So these things are like what we say your second nature. So you want the hospital to be like, why? Well, because if I want to use my heart to call upon something, right, then you need that heart spell in the heart. And for it to be in the heart, then you need to memorize it. And if you want your Yun Sun to be able to use that spell, then you need to like memorize it for many days so that it will actually get up there. And then your Yun Sun can output that spell when you call upon it. So, how does the heart use the heart spell, or how do you use the heart to use the heart spell? Usually, you use like there's a very big difference. You can use the mouth, like say it out, right? 宁心正印化宁通 That is like the mouth. Okay, that's using the D8 power. That's fine, but you're not going to get to the gods. So you can also use the D6 power locally, which is the soul. And to do that is like you close your eyes and you talk inside. Like the words are still there. You're saying it inside. 宁心正印化宁通 It's still inside. Right? That's your D6. But if you don't use word and you just like kind of had the intention of like that hard spell, and then I stomp my foot already, that is D1. But in order for that to work, you have to have the spell engraved in your heart. So if you're still at the point like 宁心天呀, oh, I forgot. If you're like that, it's not in your heart yet. So you can't use it because like it's not in the heart. So you can't really have the heart use it, right? So you got to memorize it in the heart. So that's why I say you like recite it all the time, and then you finally like to the point it won't forget, right? Like it's always there. Then you're good. It's in the heart. Now your heart can use it. You just need to have the thought of I need to use that heart spell. I stomp. Boom. There you go. Right? That's the heart. Okay, I'll continue on my next round. Team number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf. Team number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Thing at number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf. Sajan, earlier you mentioned about these looters from the Buddhists and them and how they would be sending out all these different stupid mantras and stuff, and that makes so much sense.
You got cut off.
Yeah, yes, you would hear people saying all these.
You got cut off again. You got cut off. Maybe he got a phone call. Tia number 4, Lima Echo, India.
Team number 4, Lima Echo, India. Yes, John. So I got the part where like so if we memorize pretty well like our spells, then when we need to flash it, it's there. Uh, but also like sometimes like we know like the basics, like we know the hard spells, but like for all the other spells, like there seems to be like so many. It's like I would memorize it, but over a period of time, like if I don't need it, like I don't use it, then over a period of time, like I kind of it's kind of like blurry again. Yeah, and some spells like I just never remember. I could never like memorize, so I just kind of read off of it. Yeah, what can we do with that? Since there's like so many spells to memorize, it'll be like too impossible to like memorize everything. It'll take like I don't know a really long time. Think number 4, Lima Echo India.
Don't worry. You do not need to memorize all the spells. And that is a wrong concept. So now let's talk about how the spells are used. and why we need to memorize. Okay, so when you use the heart has your neutral soul, right? Neutral chi. Neutral chi does one thing, and that is to connect. So when you are like lacking neutral chi, your system doesn't connect. So it's like you have a bad Wi-Fi signal, right? You cannot connect to the Yunsan and it goes alter, then you become very tanky Yankee. So the spells that need to be memorized are those that require connections, like heart spell, a spell that is used to find the god. Those are needed if you need like a connection to a god that is in the pre-heaven. Okay, so if you have heart spells, which are to connect to gods that are already there, those need to be memorized. Heart spell. Okay. However, the other kinds of spells do not need to be memorized. Even the Jing spell and all that, it's nice to have them memorized, but they're not required because to use the other spells, you don't have to flash all the time. Like for a newbie, right? If you have not memorized the Jing spell and you try to flash the Jing spell, nothing is actually happening. So what do? You read it off the book. That is fine. Okay. So you can actually go read the spell out. Now there are different ways to read. If you read internally or mumble voice, which only you can hear, then you're using your soul power that is inside. So it's okay if you're talking to the God that is inside yourself. But if you want to talk to the God that is outside of yourself, it doesn't work because the God cannot get it. It's like your chi output is too little. They cannot get it over there. Okay, so if you want to like, let's say, use your Samlo Josie Hot Spell Zero, or you use even Jigam Samlo Josie is like from the heart, right? Like let's say you just use the heart spell X, right? So they all connect through the heart. It's okay if you mumble, right? So you can like mumble voice because the God is close to you. So you do heart spell 0 or heart spell X, and then you can like thank you, Jose, like that. It's fine. It's fine because the God is inside you. But if you're like standing in front of the altar and you want to talk to the God in front, that doesn't work. You need to actually project loudly for the God in front of you to get your message, right? So that is the difference why some spells you need to say it out aloud, like Changsan, right? Changsan, you need to say it aloud because the God is outside of you. They're not inside of you. They're like far away outside. You need to say it aloud to project that far, right? So the Changsan is talking, to the God at the altar and through the altar. It needs louder voice to penetrate. Okay, so those spell you can read it off the paper. It's fine too. But of course, if you have it memorized, like how I memorized the Changsan spell, that means it's going to have more power because it's also in your heart. It has more pre-heaven power to support it. So not only that the spell works, it also gets strong. But as you have said, if you have spells that you don't use all the time, then that means you don't need them. Then why do you need to memorize, right? I will only memorize some spells that I use all the time. Spells that I don't use all the time, I just read it off the book. That's it. Okay. Let's try again. Team yet number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Tenet number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf. Apologies, Adrian. Bad connection and a call just came in as well. I was mentioning earlier about the looters, how these people will give you these random quotes off of TikTok or Instagram or all over the place where they'll tell you, yeah, if you say this, it's going to help you manifest this and that and the other. And I had no idea that all these things are looters. That's a really good explanation that you just gave. because these people on social media are spreading these things like different viruses. Oh, just say this and it's going to bring this down, or all these different pack of nonsense. And the explanation of the spells itself, I thought you had every spell memorized to some degree. I do remember seeing you like reading off of papers and stuff, but I thought that was just like for us. But I generally just thought you kind of memorize everything because you've been doing this for like a very very long time. That just made me feel a little bit better because I was reviewing some of the videos that you put up for the check fu spell, and it's have one the altar spell. If it is the altar spell, I can't remember. Yeah, it's one. It's the only spell that's in the video that's pretty long. I thought we probably had to like memorize that, but it's easier just to read it off of the just print it out and have it pin up on my wall and just read it out or something. So yeah, back to you. Senior number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Oh yeah. Well, think about it. It's a command, right? So the point is the other side have to be able to hear it. So whoever you're talking to, first of all, you have to dial the phone number if they're not here. So if you're talking to, let's say, the Sifu, you need to call the Sifu, right? So harsh bell 1, boom, and you call the Sifu. If you want to talk to the god at the altar, then you don't need because they're standing in front of you. But if you want to talk to the god, let's say from the religious court, you need the harsh bell too, right? So first of all, you need to dial that phone number or go to that party that you're talking to. Then you say the spell. So the question is, can they listen? If they're inside your body, right? They're like, the Sifu and Samlo, Josie, Harspell Zero, they're inside you. So it's okay if you like mumble because you can hear what you're saying, they can hear what you're saying. But if you bring the god out already and put them somewhere outside of you, now you need to get louder, right? Because they're outside. Think about it. Like someone sitting beside you and you're mumbling to yourself, they cannot hear you, right? So so if I like open an incense pot and I put my Samlo Josie with the Harspell Zero, I put the god inside and I start writing Fu, and I want those god, right, to look at me writing Fu. I cannot mumble. I need to actually say the words out louder so that they can get it. So remember that you can't just mumble to yourself all the time. You need to know where the God is. Are you actually making any sense, right? Like it's not just you speaking, it's you're speaking, but the God is listening. So can they get your message? That is the question. Um, Now, also, I want to lead to the topic about the scripture. Okay, just to touch on that. So the scripture and spell is very different. Scriptures, sometimes there's like a long scripture, sometimes a short scripture. But what you do is when you chant the scripture, it's a way for you to connect to the gods. And then you're like, when you're saying the scripture, when you're like chanting it, right? It's a way that you can download the power that is from that God that handed you the scripture and passing on those things that it teaches you. So it's like, um, let's say there's a story, okay? Let's say Three Little Pig or something. There's a story. Now this storybook can become a scripture, but just chanting that scripture, like chanting the book, doesn't do anything. You're actually connecting to the God first. And then when you're doing the scripture, it's like a way for the God to like use that time to push its essence to you. So while you're doing it, there are two things that is being done. One, you're brewing up a pool of essence, like downloading the essence from a Yun San. Okay? And that essence stays at the altar where you're chanting. And these essence come down like the essence from your Yun San. And it leads and guide you differently for different purposes. If you're like, the Three Little Pig, right? those essence that come down will have like related wisdom that will trigger whatever you're doing to move in a different direction. It gives you guidance in a way. Now, secondly, which is even more important, is you're chanting a bunch of things. It really consumes your chi as you do so, because we don't just read the book, we actually sing it, and it's very sweaty, very tiring, right? You are actually transplanting things into the God through your altar. So, not sure if you guys heard of people saying this. Some healers might be like trying to heal a guy who has like a leg pain or something. And afterward, this guy had like the patients, right, say, oh, my pain reduced. But the healer got his pain. It's like it transferred to the person, right? Now that's what you're missing. When you use magic to help other people, right, there's often a bunch of stuff that goes back to you. So what do? You go to your altar and you do your scripture chanting and all that stuff. It helps you to transfer all that things that the yipped up stuff into the altar, and the God eat your yip. So if you're chanting the whole thing for a certain like ceremony, right, it helps you to allow the God to absorb the impact for you, so it doesn't stays in you. That is a very important cultivation. If you don't want to, like, I keep helping people and then my life just keep going down. Well, yeah, because you haven't done this part. Tia number 2, Delta November Golf.
Yeah, Jajan. Thing yet number 2, Delta November Golf. Yeah, that's very important though. The chanting and the scripture, like, we are wanna helping other, but we are also the one who messing up our body, or getting sick or because of that. So it's not cool at all. So we have to think about ourselves first. uh you know so that's a very interesting, if you can like share the chanting, so we can practice it too. And yeah, I think the one like how about Chejon, like a wishing, like sometimes I don't know what to say, so just wishing, like before I go out, and just wishing, in the front of the altar, like wishing, may all God be in our lineage, be auspicious, or may all our master in our lineage is be auspicious, and also may all the disciple in our lineage be auspicious. So yeah, sometimes I say that, uh, is that okay to say it, or am I maybe wrong to say that? So yeah, just back to you, net control. Team yet number 2, Delta November Golf.
Wishing. Okay. It is okay, not that harmful. But there are ways to wish properly and effectively. Okay. When we wish, like, let's say, the son, okay, 5 years old, he's talking to the dad and say, oh, I wish next year I can have a bike, right? So what do? Okay, next year I buy him a bike, right? But if he like just wish to his brother, his brother cannot buy him a bike because the brother don't have that money. So it is important to know who you're wishing, like who you're talking to when you make the wish, and can that party actually help? So You talk to your God at your altar with your power, and you're wishing all the people in the lineage and me, like you're a weaker one, wishing, right, that weaker God can give us that stuff. Like, I don't think so, right? Your God don't even have that power to help. So what is your God doing? Like, you're wishing, but it can't do anything. So when we make a wish, it's like you need to know that what the God is capable of giving. Okay, so you have, like, let's say your wife. Okay, your wife can make a wish at the altar to wish for herself to have this and that, improvement. It's fine, because your God can actually help her, and your God has more resources than she does. But if you want your God to help me, my altar or the lineage, you don't even have that stuff. How can you help? Then your wish become empty wish, right? So usually when we're wishing for the big ones, we will go up and wish with the higher ones. Like, for example, if you want to wish the lineage, whatever, 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 you'll be submitting the wish to the court above, which that court can at least help more people below it. So you need to know who you're talking to, and is it like actually making any sense, right? You wish, yeah. So like your God can't do shit in the lineage. What is he going to do, right? Like, yeah, I acknowledge your wish, but I don't have anything to offer. That will make your God become very useless, because you wish something and the God cannot fulfill it. And the more and more he cannot fulfill, the more he thinks he's useless, and you're killing the God's faith. So beware. Tier number 4, Sierra Hotel Golf.
Unit number 4, Sierra Hotel Golf. I hope you can hear me. Again, it's flashing orange, but it's not actually looking like it's going through properly. Back to you.
Well, I can hear you now, so you can go ahead.
Okay, yeah, this whole discussion's been fascinating, about spells and the power of spells, and how much well, there's so many scammers out there as well, like looting people. I like about, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, I started dabbling with spells, because before that, um, most of the stuff that I came across was just so convoluted, and it took so much time and effort to do anything, that I thought I couldn't be bothered. But then there was a group of people that came out with these books that kind of transformed magical Western type of stuff, where they just basically had a different practical spell for each day on each page of the book, and you could just flick one, find the one that you needed, and and it was using kind of Western magic, but you didn't really know who you were calling on. There were just a list of angel names and things like that, and a picture and a sigil to look at, and then you fired it off, and people got good results with it. And I realized that as you're speaking, that part of it is when you bought the book, you had to do this activation thing at the beginning, where I think there's like a connection with your heart that's made through the activation, and then after that, whenever you choose one of those practical spells to do various different things in the world around you and in the life and things like that, then that was probably activating through the heart to whatever system they've got behind it, which was probably, I did get the feeling like it was looting people, as well as probably helping people at the same time. So yeah, I'm glad I'm not in touch with any of that anymore. But it's that group, it had a bunch of anonymous people who made the books, but that's changed a lot. So a lot of people are copying their methods now. These practical, quick fire method, And so every book that comes out now is usually using one or two of the methods that they kind of reinvented, I guess. Anyway, I don't know why I'm going on about it, but yeah, thank you for giving us the system that's actually real and makes a lot of sense and has coded system that's direct, and we know who we're talking to and where it's going. It's just so much more logical and user friendly in a way, because you know what you're doing. Yeah, I really like it. So back to you. Teammate number 4, Sierra Hotel Golf.
Okay. Yeah. It's very different when you actually have a working system because at least you know who you're talking to. That's very important. Now, regarding the scripture, um, like the different gods, sometimes, let's say, let's say there's a period where we have the martial deity, right? So the god is just created and cultivated, and when it matured, it has a bunch of teachings. It has something to teach. So for me, I have to jot it down into a scripture, and the scripture is not just like a documentation of the teachings because it's like there's so much. You cannot just write everything down and then like read the whole book, right? That's so stupid. So what the scripture does, it is kind of like it's kind of like put the whole textbook into a few paragraphs, kind of like that, right? It's very, very condensed. And it doesn't even have to be right. Like things can be wrong at that time because I don't understand all the stuff yet. But I just jot it down, and then there you go. So that becomes the scripture for that God, and the God will know. Okay, this is my scripture. So when we do scripture, we connect up to the lineage power in the religious court, and we have to do open scripture. That is a spell to open, like you're actually opening, the door to grab things, right? So and then after you're done, you have to close scripture as well to say that you're done, and now I want the stuff to come over to me. So scripture is not like you just open the scripture and say it. You have to open, do the scripture, and close in order to actually receive. And what are you receiving while you're doing that? Well, when you're doing the scripture, that specific God knows that you're calling upon him, and you're now downloading the essence, like you're trying to grab the essence from that specific God for specific intention. So I'm like, um, I'm doing the martial deity scripture for the intention of like, this magic battle to strengthen myself. So the God knows why you're doing it. It will transfer you the essence as you chant. So after you're done chanting, that's not it. You have to have a medium to contain those goods, and it could be like a cup of water or a food or something, and then you burn it and you have to consume it. So you consume that stuff into yourself. Now you actually got the stuff inside, right? The essence in you later grows into the chi, and it blends with you and create the God and the blood and everything with you within your system. It's a very powerful thing. And if we're like, let's say you're just like doing a ceremony or someone to exorcise the ye crab or something like that. Yeah, you can just write a fool and stuff like that is fine, But what if the thing is too strong? Then that is when you want to like, get the power from that God by doing a whole scripture, and then you check the fool at that altar while you have all those stuff downloaded. Then you check the fool to put the goods inside. Now that fool is a totally different thing. It's so much more powerful, right? So that is how we use the scripture. Um, A ceremony like someone need like exorcism, I can do it with like within 5 minutes. Open altar, exorcism incense, send off the troops. That's it. But this is not it. It can go more intense. You can like open the altar, Chang Sun, connect to the cord, and then do the whole scripture, and then check Fu, and now that thing goes in. It's like a huge bomb. It gets much more powerful. And yeah, I know when shit happen, you don't have the energy to do all that stuff, right? And that's why you can cultivate the scripture at the altar when you're like not exhausted, like when you have the energy to do so, you do it. Then when you actually need it, you can just like take from your local altar. So it's like, yeah, I download it on the normal days when I need it, I can just go grab it. So you don't have to do it when like shit is happening and then now I'm doing like a 2 hour scripture. That's like too much, right? So that's why you can cultivate the scripture on a normal day and hold it at the altar. And later when you need it, you can grab it. For newbies, you don't have altar, then the stuff is contained inside your system, inside your yunsan, inside your body, right? It's contained there as a temporary storage. So when you need to use their power, there are the essence waiting for you. Okay, let's try well we'll give Gay one more time. Tingya number 2, Golf Echo India.
Vignette number 2, Gulf Echo, India. um, yeah, uh, excellent clarifications about the spell versus the scripture. Those two concepts get really muddled together under the heading of spells in English and in neo-paganism. So yeah, it's really good uh, to understand those differences. Um, uh, yeah, I'm sorry. I think that's all the input that I've got right now. I'm gonna have to pass my turn back to you. Team out number 2, Gulf Echo India.
Okay. Yeah, the talking about the spell, we have updated. There's a spell in the JLG room. There's this new update of the the spell document for the Chickfu. It's a local altar civil Chickfu spell, right? That one is used for the Chickfu. Um, the other one that used to be there, the martial Chickfu spell, that one is used for when your stuff need to go out, like you have a landlord, you have the need to get to the RC, that kind of thing. Then you use that one. So for now, we'll focus on the civil Chickfu spell. So that will only need the upper altar, and it will chick the fu so that it can be used. Okay, so this local altar civil Chickfu spell. 恰福宁宁，恰到探听，恰福洋洋，恰开天门，三清九净，天下幸福，三多足下，天地为证，宁福州后等，相救性命，处处有恰，处处有宁，有有不明，相恰恰明，有有不斗，心中国家，立中天下，众心福家，宁心正阴，乃显为宁。不家里头，万族有呀，来一来唱，百家相唱，give you the ring cha. Okay. So basically what it means, like on the surface, right? You check food to connect to the altar and check to the source, okay, which is like the inside of the altar. So you check open the Moon, which is going into D1 local, and then it also connects to the Samching Nine God and the Tinyat headquarter, which is in your Yun Sun, okay, and it the main God Samlo Josi, and also the sky and ground as witness. That is the sky and ground witness is about the sky god and the mountain ghost. Now you know what that is. And then the fool is created, uh, and you announce it up to the gods so that every every of them will be connected and they will be agreed. If anything you don't understand, like the God, right? Then the Sin C, the immortal, will make sure they clarify. If anything, any God didn't come, then we'll get a God from the inside my body to replace that position. And so all the immortals and all the gods assist um, and align with your heart, my heart, manifest the power to assist um, the disciple so that everything goes as you wish, and it will have all the help it needs. It will have everything done, and so all the powers now stay inside, and there you go. That's the chick fu spell. Okay, so that is what it means on the surface. And of course, the real meaning is you're submitting the tickets to your local altar and make sure that they agree. If they don't understand, they will make sure they understand by communicating with the gods within. And so they will make sure it's going to work. Right? Very simple. Now, if they agree that everything is checked, then it means that everything is agreed and understood. Okay, so that will be the spell. You can go back to JLG room and take a look. It is now 5:40 p.m. We'll end the net here. 73 to all, and we'll see you back online in the net tonight. This is Tia number 9, Yankee Uniform Echo. Clear.
TNet number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf, clear.
TNet number 4, Lima Echo India, clear.
Tin Yacht number 2, Golf Echo India, clear.